Vicky, you've been a great campaigner of making sure that people can breastfeed in their own workplaces. I mean, what are some of the anecdotal stories that people have been telling you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pro-breastfeeding. Obviously, not everyone can breastfeed and shouldn't be forced to either. So, but equally, we should be supported if we can and we choose to. Lots of things. I mean, I myself have had to, what they say about the women expressing in toilets, it's not very dignified. Breastfeeding isn't really naturalised, and that's the problem we've got. And once that sort of nut is cracked, then we're able to be more open to ask for help, to ask that we want somewhere to be able to breastfeed or to express as well.
Presumably there can be a bit of embarrassment there. I mean, Amber, you've had quite a positive experience. I mean, just talk to us, what happened to you?
I have. My daughter Vita is 14 weeks old. I've been back in the office
you're
for
fresh.
3 months.
Wow.
I have a fantastic makeup artist. I've been back at work for 3 months. For me, being able to continue breastfeeding whilst at work was important. I approached it collaboratively with my employers, and we addressed the challenges together. No, not at all. I chose not to feel embarrassed by the very natural act of lactating. We've just tried to keep it natural, normal, and comfortable, expressing in front of my colleagues where necessary.
And Vicky, that's the point, isn't it? It's just sometimes opening up to your employer and having the courage to do that.
Yeah, and I think as a whole, we're given as women a bit of a short straw when it comes to the workplace. So people you don't feel open to talk about pregnancy, and they don't want to feel undermined in any way. So that then affects how able they are to then say, well, I'm actually breastfeeding. And actually, if we have greater support, that it is the employer's responsibility to have a room that women can go to express. That will then encourage women to breastfeed for longer and also get back into employment quicker. So it's a real win-win for the economy and for women and for the baby.
Absolutely. And does this make you a better mum, a better employee, presumably, doesn't it? The fact that you can breastfeed.
It makes me a more loyal employee. Feeling supported in my choices definitely reflects on the work that I deliver at the end of the day.
Can I just ask you a personal question? Was your boss a man or a woman?
My boss is a man.
So there we go.
Most of my colleagues are
Because a lot of people would think, actually, it might be more difficult for men to understand because they haven't had to do it themselves. What are your
refreshing?
thoughts?
That's great.
It is refreshing, isn't it?
And there's lots of people getting it right. And that's what, in Parliament, we know that they're getting it right. We just want to see that across the board so that lots of women, if they are able to breastfeed or what they choose to, are supported in that choice.
Amber, what sort of environment then do women need then? You've obviously got it nailed with your workplace. I mean, what sort of place do they need to, or privacy issues and that sort of thing? What do they need?
I think employers need to be prepared to listen to each individual woman because our needs are very different. For my part, I was perfectly happy to express in front of my colleagues under a long jumper so they couldn't see my nipples, and they've just had to be okay with that.
Not everybody is, though, and that's the point, and every mother's
Yeah.
different.
And we're not saying that, lots of people might not feel comfortable, but then they have a right, a human right, to have a room which is clean, that isn't a toilet, that isn't the corner of a staff room, where they can feel, you wouldn't be expected to cook in the toilet or to eat in the toilet your lunch. Therefore,
why should you not be able to do that?
Exactly.
I mean, what is your advice if somebody is watching this and they're really worried about approaching this with their boss?
I'd say be quite open. I know it can seem difficult at the beginning, but really sort of speak up. And I think as humans, and like you were saying with your male boss, they will understand. A lot of people have children and partners, and I think it's really key to not be afraid to say, I'm nursing, I'm breastfeeding, and this is what I need for you to supply, and for them to then go out and meet the needs of their employees.
Well, it's wonderful to hear both of your experiences. Vicky and Amber, thank you very much.
Thank you.